So let's start our first tutorial on Python programming. Here we're gonna start with a good program. For that you would need a terminal. In terminal, go to your directory where you want to place all your files. So I'm going to my documents, I'm doing mkdir, which stands for making a directory, Python tutorial. Okay, then I go to Python tutorial, and then I start my Sublime text. So here you see the Sublime has automatically popped up, which we're going to use to write our code. Okay, now in this I'm going to make a new file. I'm going to do Python example1.py file. Now with this example, what we are trying to do is we are trying to print our first Python code. Okay, for that we will use a print function, which is readily available with Python if you have already installed Python. Then I'll go ahead and write brackets, that's 2 bracket, and then if I'm printing out a string, I'll use double quotes here. I'll do hello world, then I do control and save. Now this file is saved, and when you go in the terminal and you see ls, this particular file is present there. In order to run this, what I do is I do python 3 python exercise.py. Make sure the spelling is correct. When you run this, you see hello world here. If you want to print more, let's say print my first program. When you do python 3 python, you want to print more, print this is devs environment, and when you run this, I'm using an upper arrow key. Upper arrow key will determine whatever the last command that was present in the terminal, it will execute. It will pop up that you just need to hit enter, and that will execute. You see I'm using three string character to print. Let us try to print an integer. Print 1. See, for integer I am not using any quotes, but for string I'm using quotes. Let me try this. There is another example where I can use single quotes and do the same thing, hello world. Let's see if that prints. Python 3 python. Oh, that prints too. Okay, let me try other way. Print, I use 1 double quotes and 1 single quotes. What do you think, guys? This will work? Let's check it out. You do python 3 python 3. It says syntax error while scanning string EOL while scanning string in. That says syntax error EOL while scanning string literal. That means your string is not close yet. In order to do that, what I do is I'll delete this single quotes and try double quotes here. When I run this again, this will perfectly run. But what if I want to use a single quote inside a string? How that will work? If you see here, this is devs environment. I'm using a single quote inside a double quotes. That's perfectly fine. But what if you want to use double quote inside a string? For that, what I do is I'll use single quotes on the outer layer, then hello, then I do double quotes world. Now this is also a valid syntax. If you run this python 3 python, see, it printed double quotes as well, and it printed single quotes as well. So in case if I'm not closing any of the string, let's say this and then hello world. Instead of that I use dot. Let me try and run that for you. Python 3 Python. Again the same syntax error EOL while scanning string literal. That certainly means your string is not closed yet. But what if I add double quotes here? You'll see it worked perfectly fine and the double quotes are not printed. Yeah. I hope this makes sense to you. If you have any questions, comment down below. I'll reply you over there.